We did it. All right, Tom. We gotta do our playful banter again.
Jack Nation.
Let's fucking go, baby.
Let's go, playful banter.
Okay, all right. So Tom, we were saying I was muted. You were muted. There were rough times, but we're now in an era of prosperity in which everyone can hear. You were saying it's been so long. It's been too long.
It's been about. I said it was about 6 months. You said it was about 4.5, 5 months since I've been on. I said it's too long regardless.
Too long regardless.
You know, we were talking about how, but even though it's been a long time, our relationship can stand the test of time because we have fan fiction written about us.
We do. We have fan fiction written about us.
That's a bond you just can't break. Have I had nightmares about it? Yes, but you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
What doesn't kill you makes you hornier, baby. And here we are. People tell me all the time. I get comments all the time, Tom, of people being like, you could get sued for this, like pretending to be a therapist. But I'm not. But here's what I always say. I think that they would look more ridiculous than I would suing me, because I would show up to court in the gecko suit,
right,
like going nuts, and then the judge would be like, "Oh, this person is crazy for thinking that this person was a real therapist in the first place."
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, this is parody. You know, this is fun, satire, whatever the hell it is. You know, Gek, I got your back.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well. Oh my goodness gracious! Tom is here today to answer a question with me. We want to hear from the Gek Nation. Have you ever been in trouble? If you've ever committed a crime, or not even that serious or that serious, whatever you got for us. You ever been yelled at by your dad for stealing a Milky Way that you weren't supposed to eat? Just really anything, whatever you got for us. And we're here to lend an ear for people who have sinned with the law and are asking for redemption. And we got one.
Call from
Edman.
Edman, is that you?
It is me. Hi. How you doing?
Doing all right, Edman. How are you?
I'm doing good. I actually might have something for you guys.
Beautiful. What you got for us, Edman?
Well, I have to be a little vague, but I'll try to explain as best I can. Let me get away from the computer screen so I'm not distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically the short end of it is I caught myself a misdemeanor back around Halloween, and because of what it entails, it's basically kicked me off of a lot of the driving platforms, and currently about ready to kick me off the current driving platform I'm on. So it's like, I'm trying to get it cleared up. I got a lawyer. I'm trying to clear it up. I've paid him his fee, and I've done everything but call him and gone to his office to try to impress upon him how important it is to get this done. And there's just nothing that can be done, and I have to wait until the court date. And I'm just hoping that everything gets dropped so I can go back to driving. But the problem is that once if I can get that paperwork that I need that says that everything's been dropped or whatever, if it shows that I've been convicted of this misdemeanor, my driving career is pretty much as a rideshare driver is done. So I'm just like, at times during this process, I'm so frustrated that I want to try to call another lawyer to see if I can get him to do anything, but I realized very quickly that trying to get a lawyer to go do something when there's like a pandemic going on in the world isn't really going to do anything. Plus, I'm kind of worried about if I fire him before I get to the other lawyer, it's going to be like they're going to talk to each other, and then there's going to be bad blood, and then I'm not going to get his help. So it's just, I know it's a little confusing, but essentially that's what's going on right now. That's the big thing that I'm going on without explaining too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got you. Well, so obviously I don't know what state you're in, and I don't know this lawyer, but what I can say just from personal experience is COVID's making the courts move real slow. And to be honest, I get clients the general catastrophic personal injury case is about a 3-year turnaround, 2 or 3 year turnaround. And it's not fast. Now I know traffic misdemeanors are a lot quicker than that, but even misdemeanors, if the courts are closed and they can't get juries or they can't do anything in person, they can't try cases, there's nothing the lawyer can do. I mean, I don't know your particular situation. I'm just expressing what I've seen from the lawyer side of things. Like I got clients who were calling, they're impatient. I'm like, look, I'm on the same boat as you. Do you think I want to just sit around and do nothing? Especially, in my line of work, I don't get paid unless we win, right? So, I have an incentive not to delay, right? But there's nothing, there's just nothing you can do. At least, again, speaking from personal experience, I don't know about your state or your court or your lawyer. That just, you very well might be running into that.
Yeah, and I realize that, and I hope I'm not like bugging the lawyer too much at this point. And I've tried to gone down to like maybe contacting them like every. He said the courts will open up on a limited basis on the 8th this month, basically next Monday, I believe. And then basically from there, I'll probably wait another week or so from that just to see if there's any kind of update. But, I've been contacting them, and I'm trying not to bug them. I'm trying to let them know the sob story, the sob story, and I give them my sob story just to try to get things back on track. And I can tell you, it doesn't work.
Right.
No, case, but don't.
I got you. Yeah, the government doesn't care.
Why do these cases take so long, Tom?
A lot of different reasons. So, in the criminal world, it's a lot of backlog, right? You're not just dealing with one case. There's probably, like, for instance, Harris County, Houston, where I'm from. Maybe 15 courts, criminal courts. I'm talking about criminal. Maybe 15 criminal courts for a 5 million population. They're probably dealing with 10,000 cases at any given time. So even if you divide 10,000 by 15, you just got a backlog for that. For personal injury or for civil suits, like what I do, like for instance, an explosion, a refinery explosion could happen. I'm working on a refinery case right now, which is why I'm thinking about it. A refinery explosion could happen instantly, but you have to figure out what's going on. You have to get OSHA reports. You have to hire your own experts. You have to get a full understanding of what the injuries are. And oftentimes, if somebody's burned head to toe laying in a hospital bed, you don't know how they're going to be three years from now or 2 years from now. You don't know what the deal is. And you only get one bite at the apple, right? When you go to court, you only get one shot. So if you go too soon, you risk not having everything you need. So it's a slow system, but I hate to say there's no alternative. It can be faster. Like with COVID, there's going to be such a large backlog, right? But I mean, it's really just it can't be a fast process, because if it's a fast process, you'll likely get bad results.
From Casey.
Casey.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what up, Casey? How you doing?
Doing good. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to be able to help you in that department.
Neither are we.
That's cool. I am a counselor for, like, a peer counselor online for a crisis line, so I feel like we're both just as qualified.
Well, I wouldn't say that much, but tell me, Casey. Tell us, Casey. Have you ever been in trouble?
When I was 13, I'm not a teenager. I got caught shoplifting, and it was basically like I was underage, so they really couldn't do anything. They made me pay $500, and I couldn't come to the store for 2 years. So I think that's about as big of trouble, and then I was just terrified of getting in trouble for the rest of my life. So
what did you shoplift?
Okay, so this is gonna be like horrible and really mean. So me and my friend were mean. We were just mean 13-year-olds, and there was this kid, and we're like, we're gonna buy a bra for him because he's a little bigger, because that's what 13-year-olds do apparently, and that's fucked up. So, but like we didn't have enough money to get one, so we go into a department store, and we're like, haha, no one's gonna see us, like adults don't have eyes apparently, and there's no such thing as a security camera. And they totally caught us over the security camera, and this guy comes up to us as we're walking out of the store, and we're like, ew, get away from us, creep. He's like, no, come with us. And basically I just like cried from then for the next like 2 hours until I guess our parents came and picked us up.
So wait, I don't understand. What was this was a person you were friends with? This was a person you didn't like, and like you thought they were heavy, you wanted to like give them a bra? Was it like a friend? What was the relationship between this person that you wanted to get this bra for?
Yeah, I guess it was like a kid that we hung out with, and we enjoyed being around because we got to make fun of him. So that just sounds so fucking bad.
Was that? Do you believe in karma? Do you think you got caught?
Oh yeah, no, totally. Oh, totally. It was.
Do you think
totally
that but for buying the bra for those, like let's just say you were buying the bra or stealing the bra for yourself, do you think you would have been caught? Do you think the karma of the universe would have instigated you to get caught?
I feel like that's a really good question. I think like yes, because security cameras exist, and I think just like the timing, they were watching the security cameras, and we were not being, we were being pretty obvious. But I don't know that it maybe we could have walked out there because we had gotten away with like shoplifting from other places, like little things.
You were a career shoplifter at this point.
Yeah, a 13-year-old.
What were some of your other big scores?
But yeah, I think like, just like little like jewelry, some smaller things, fits in pockets. I don't know, like probably smaller clothing items. If anything that was easy. I think my biggest accomplishment, this is really nerdy, I stole an anime DVD set, and I was really excited, and I still have it, and I was like, yeah,
what anime?
That was a good deal. Wolfstrain. Some guys and wolves.
So this was the end to your shoplifting endeavors. This was the time you finally got caught?
Yeah, I don't think I wanted to do anything illegal ever again until at least my 20s.
Casey, how do you spell your name? I know like 5 different Caseys, and they all spell their name different.
It's with a K, so Kasey.
Kas?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's like the first time I've ever heard that iteration.
Yeah, I've never heard that either.
I've heard Casey. I've heard Kacie. I've never heard Kasey. Lots of Caseys.
Yeah.
My cat's name is Casey.
Name, but I'm a horrible 13-year-old.
That's cute. So you said did the crime continue into your 20s? Did you take a break and then come out of retirement?
I think I got more adventurous. I think I was like, I didn't start drinking until like after 21 because I just wasn't really interested. And then I was like, okay, I can go to bars now. And then, once you introduce some alcohol, things just, there's a lot more. That's liquid courage. And, yeah, so I feel like, again, never got caught, but there was a bit of trespassing and some fun stuff abroad, etc.
What inspired the eye patch? What inspired you to become Pirate Tom?
So here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
This eye is a lazy eye. It's just straight up a lazy eye. It is what it is. And it's really not, it doesn't really affect me at all, actually. It's like a muscle, right? It's like lifting weights. The first, 12 hours of the day, it's totally normal. Totally normal. You can't even tell. And then at night, it gets lazy. And it's hard to, kind of see.
Oh, I feel that.
So what I do is you put a patch over your good eye because it forces you to use the lazy eye. And it builds the muscle. It's like working out. it builds.
Interesting. Doing a little eye workout.
Yeah. So like instead of looking like all cross-eyed on the camera, I'd rather just put a eye patch on. Plus, it gives the people what they want.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
Sam.
Sam.
I have a list of crimes.
Oh, you have a whole list?
I mean...
Well, what's number? Let's start at the top. What's on your list?
I'd say probably the first was like criminal trespass. But that's really not that big of a deal.
Well, what about criminal trespass? Is there a question or just the subject in general?
Just the subject in general. I never really got convicted or anything for it. But when I was 17, I did get a DUI.
Has that affected you in your later life?
Yeah, because I couldn't drive until I was like 18. But then I also got my license taken away again because I had a fake ID when I was like 18.
Did your fake ID have somebody else's name on it?
Yes, my brother's.
Yeah.
It was also not even the same state. Some old man who looks like Santa Claus just took it from me at a sketchy gas station.
Right on.
Some random guy, he took it from you?
Yeah. But I was like, hey, that's my license. I need it. But he scanned it under the machine and it said I was 1,000 years old, so it didn't work.
Which is the thing, and I remember this like in high school when like people were using fake IDs and stuff. Like, which is the one that's worse? Using like creating a fake person or using someone else's thing? Which is the one you get more fucked for?
Well, both. So,
I know they're both bad.
Listen, here. Yeah, okay. Listen, chat. I'm not advocating for people to get fake IDs. However, if you have a fake ID, it's a lot better if you use your own name and just fake the date of birth. Because in the alternative, it can be identity fraud. And even if you create a name, like make up a name, odds are there's somebody with that name. And that's identity fraud, and that can be a lot worse. And I actually personally know somebody who's kind of was in my high school like sphere. I wasn't really, friends with her, but we would go off to college, and then a year later, everybody goes, "Oh, did you hear so-and-so got convicted of a felony for having an ID with somebody else's identity?" I mean, that's a bad beat,
Bad beat.
Yeah, no. So, also, that's kind of the thing that happened is I went, and then the guy who was working at the gas station gave it to the police department, and then the police department came to my house, and then they tried to arrest me for impersonation of someone else. But then they realized that it was just my brother's fake ID that he gave to me after he turned 21.
Wait, so it was your brother's fake ID, but it was your brother's like
his
shitty
brother's
brother's
real
name?
ID that he was using.
Oh, okay.
No. It was his brother's fake.
Oh.
So he got it when he was underage, and then he just gave it to me because we kind of look alike.
And your brother got off scot-free. It worked for him.
Yeah, it worked for him, but then actually his got taken once, but that's a whole nother story. So it was like a spare. But so I was basically put in the back of a cop car, and then they sat me in my driveway, and I yelled at the police officer, and also brandished a knife at him. That was like a whole nother thing.
Oh my god, your brother brandished a knife at the police officer?
No, I did.
Oh.
That's not smart. No, it just wasn't a good move.
No.
Well, yeah, I know it wasn't a good move now. I mean, I was drunk at the time.
And I mean, did you get arrested that night? Did you spend that night in jail?
No, actually I didn't. He actually let me go after my mom talked to him.
Wow.
Because I was 18 years old in college. I mean, I'm in high school.
Your mom must have the gift of gab.
I mean, she kind of does. I mean, I got pulled over maybe a month ago. when I was driving back from Colorado after like Thanksgiving.
How did your mom convince a cop not to arrest you after you pulled a knife on him?
Well, it was actually the police officer that kind of did that. He was kind of just like, "Hey, buddy, don't do that ever again." But I took it out of my pocket and I flipped it open. So I'm surprised he didn't shoot me right then and there.
That's how on. I can't believe that he let you go after that. He just said, "Hey, buddy, don't do it again."
Pretty much.
Oh my god.
But it was 2 a.m. He actually he came to my house. He knocked on my door. I was already asleep. Like I was drinking all night. And then he came to my door. My mom woke me up. She's like, "Put some pants on. There's a police officer who wants to talk to you." But they always kind of stop and ask if you have any weapons before you get in the cop car.
Okay.
And so I took out my knife and I flicked it open at him. And I was like, "Yeah, I have this knife." But I mean, it was open and pointed at him.
Lyle, I think we should. I think the
move
logical conclusion. This. We should probably pivot stories.
Yeah, that's probably.
Let's just recap it with you're very fortunate, and
yes,
that probably would not have been the same outcome.
I mean, I should be dead
for a lot of people. Lyle, what's your take on all this GameStop stock market stuff?
I'm watching it with FOMO because I don't know anything about stocks. I'm kind of dumb. I'm watching it with FOMO. I'm like, should I be fucking buying GameStop right now? I'm texting all my friends who do know about it. I'm like, should I be buying GameStop? Should I be getting in? And eventually I was just I was going to. I signed up really quick for a Robinhood account, but it took a long time for it to get approved, and by then the hype was over, and I was like, at the end of the day, I was like, it would be very stupid of me, I believe, to go from knowing nothing about stocks to immediately investing in something I don't know about just for fear of missing out. So I didn't do anything with it. But how about you, man?
Yeah, well, I'm the same. I don't own a single stock. I didn't get into it. But that doesn't mean I don't think what the trading platforms did was total bullshit. Let's not lie.
Totally.
That was total bullshit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The SEC or the New York Stock Exchange has the ability to freeze stocks, which they did. They've even frozen GameStop a handful of times so far. But when Robinhood froze GameStop, they didn't even freeze it. They didn't allow people to buy it, only sell it. When you only allow somebody to sell a stock, what do you think's going to happen? It's going to go down.
Yeah.
That is the biggest scam I've ever seen. That is such BS.
Hello?
Hi, is this Gek? Oh my god, no way. Is this really? Oh my god, am I here? Is this real?
Let me ask you a question, and I'm gonna give you what year were you born?
I was born in 97. What's up?
Kat, have you ever been in trouble?
Oh yeah. I've been in trouble.
Real quick, I have to ask. Real quick. I'm gonna break the whatever here, Tom. I have to ask. Is there any fear of oh, I don't want to be in a situation where this story is being told because you're afraid of a liability or anything like that? I wanted to check with you about that.
No,
because because on that other call I saw you were getting nervous, and I had to check in.
The other call was getting into some pretty polarizing race issues.
Yes.
And we're trying to have fun. We're trying to learn.
Sure.
We're trying to grow.
Understandable.
And we're going down a path that that could have ruined the whole rest of the stream. But no, I'm not concerned. People know that I'm just here as a guest, and I'm not their lawyer, and we're having fun. But
anyway, Kat, tell us. I mean, you said you don't know where to start, and look, start anywhere. It doesn't really matter where you start.
3 a.m. whatever. We're all just driving, and the cop pulls me over. So I was like, yeah. I had a beer because he said he smelled it. He probably didn't smell anything on my breath, but
was it you had one beer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so he was like, "Oh, well, that's illegal because you're underage." And
true.
yeah, so he ended up I ended up going to jail that night for like 8 hours, and they took my breathalyzer, which ended up being 0, but I still had to go through like whatever class
You
that
admitted,
took like 2 months or whatever.
Kat, you know, had you got pulled over and said, "Officer, I'm not talking about my day," you probably would have just got a speeding ticket.
You know what? Yeah, you're so right. And I wish I would have known that, but I was young, and no one ever tells you these things.
Yeah, they intimidate. It's intimidating.
Yeah, you never want to like just tell them like straight up like, yeah, I've had anything. No, you can't do that.
Look,
I know
you have to be respectful. You can't be a total jerk to them, but you also have to assert your rights. Officer, I'm not talking about my day. Why am I pulled over? Am I free to go?
Yeah.
They say, well, why aren't you answering questions? Huh? That's suspicious. Why aren't you answering questions? You've probably been drinking, haven't you? Officer, I'm not talking about my day. I'm sorry. I'm not talking about my day.
I think he's just a dick. He seems like his wife cucks him all the time, and I don't think that, he's just not a good dude. He's probably racist also, so that's not good. But yeah, and I also just admittingly, I did have like a little bit of heroin on me, like in my underwear, so I had to hide that.
It sounds like you got off easy now.
No one ever caught me for that, and you know what? Yeah, I'm okay.
So they sent you. What did you do? What did you do with the heroin when they sent you to jail? How did you like?
Okay, listen. Okay, so it was in my pocket when they put me in the car. And so what I had to do was like, while they were searching my car, because they ended up finding weed in me in my car too, because they were like, oh, well, I'm gonna search your car now. So they did that. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, I do have weed in there, whatever. Which, since they just like, okay, that's been taken off my record because of updated weed laws. But anyways, yeah. So it was in my pocket, and I'm sitting in the back of the car. I have to finesse my, handcuffed hands behind me into my pocket where I dig around, find it. It's like in a little wrapped up piece of foil. And then I move that into my jeans. I was wearing skinny jeans, so they were really tight, so I could just like, it was not going to go anywhere. It was in my, in between my thighs and my pants, so yeah, it was in there. And then it was even weirder because I had to use the bathroom, when I got to the station, and they have to supervise you, when you do that. So I had to be, so careful. I, made eye contact with the cop, and just, trying to use the bathroom, just being awkward about it. But, yeah, luckily it didn't fall out or anything. So yeah, I got away with
bringing heroin into jail.
Yeah.
You got off very easy. That was quite a plot twist here.
Well, no, it was it was a little annoying, honestly. I wouldn't say it was easy. It took a lot of, time out of my life.
Oh, it could have taken way more.
Okay, listen. The lawyer you get for court really matters. The lawyer I had was a piece of shit. He was a grubby ass old. He did not handle my case very well, and I'm upset about it. He ended up, you know what happened to him? So he was like a guy my dad knew. He was friends with my dad, and my dad doesn't know very great people, but yeah, so turns out this guy isn't a lawyer anymore. He's on the run because he lost the case to some guy, and that guy started making threats to him, so now he's out of the office.
Why was he so bad? What didn't you like about him?
I'm not sure. Well, what I didn't like about him is he just didn't fight that hard. He could have been oh, well, you can't prove that she was drinking, because
But
my
you-
breathalyzer was at 0. They couldn't have proved it anyway.
Yes, they could have
So-
proved it. You know why? Because they
Well,
can
they
get
could.
it. Okay, I'm gonna put
Just
the
because
officer
I
on the
say
stand.
It, just because I say
Yeah.
it doesn't mean I did it.
I mean, that's pretty tough to, I'm gonna put the officer on the stand in front of a jury. I'm gonna go, Mr. Officer, what did Miss Cat tell you when she was in the back of the police car? She told me that she'd been drinking. Are you sure that's what
No,
she
I didn't.
said? Yes.
Well,
Okay. Miss Cat, did you tell the officer you've been drinking? Yes. Okay, well, there you
okay,
go.
so what was her breathalyzer?
Objection irrelevant. By the
Hmm.
time you take a breathalyzer, your one drink has been processed, but you're an underage drinker. It's not even allowed under the law.
Well, Kat, I'm sure I'm sure that you've got, you know, lots more stories to tell, but I think we're about out of time here. But thank you for calling in and you know, bearing your soul to us.